Hello.
Hi. I skipped the email. I just typed in the link.
Ah, sent both. I didn't get your email.
Oh, I had it typed and I was absolutely just going to send it. I was just about to press it and then you sent the thing and so I went, "Oh, okay."
No problem. No problem. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I don't know how I was a day early yesterday. I just must have put it on my calendar wrong. So
You what? Oh, thought it was
put you
yesterday.
on my calendar wrong the other day. But anyway, I'm always around at this time of day.
No sweat. All right, so I have some things that I want to share with you.
So we've been busy trying to get stuff together.
So I have what I'm going to do is walk you through a document that I have, and then I'm going to take you to a few websites and show you examples of what I'm
great.
talking about. So,
Should I be writing notes as well? I probably should, shouldn't I?
You can. I'm going to send you this document too. So.
Okay. Just grab some paper, and then just in case, I got notes. I left my notepad at a client's yesterday, so.
Oh.
We'll pick it up.
Wow. I use my notepad everywhere.
I know, I left it. I was doing a presentation and the HDMI cable was too short, so I had my laptop right on the edge of a table and I had nowhere to put my book, so I put my book behind the monitor and left it there.
Bummer.
No worries.
Let's see. Let's pull this up. I thought I had it open, but it doesn't appear to be open. Okay.
So, give you a quick view of beautiful British Columbia.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Time of day is kind of weird because we're virtually above the clouds. The whole valley fills with this low mist, and we're up above it, so it's different.
That is so cool. Here's Minneapolis.
I love your new house.
That's out the window. That's out the sun patio.
Oh, that's great.
Thing.
That's so much bigger than where you were, hey?
I know, it's great. I love it. All right, I have this, so let me grab it. Gooey, where did it just go?
Very cool.
Okay. So, can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, and how much time, just so I know, we go till about 10, 12 your time? No, 8 your time?
I can do longer than that. I can do to 8:30 my time.
Okay, let me check and see how much.
A good hour or so, at least, yeah.
I've got...
Whatever you need, but I got some people coming here at 9, that's all.
Okay, so I could go till 10:30, which is 8:30 your time, you said?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right. So this is just a description of what you asked me, just the basic structure of a standard page with some examples. And I took the 2 best pictures that I thought that demonstrated you speaking as examples. So I'll talk about pictures, but these are examples of the ones I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I looked at your page.
Yeah.
And basically, can you see when I use like the mouse?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So we had these basic sections that I'm going to talk about. So we have this opening part.
Yeah.
And then this next part doesn't show it all, but you've got
yeah.
description here and then the 2 testimonial videos.
Mm-hmm.
And then below that, you have a section of text and then your bio.
Yeah.
And then pictures.
Okay. There is actually another button in there now that wasn't before. So
okay.
We've got the download.
The media kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that in your thing you sent. So that's perfect. That'll tie in here perfectly to what I was going to recommend. So I'm going to make some suggestions about these things. And then down here, you've got the book, Jonathan to Speak. So I'm going to switch back and forth to some things as I refer to them. So basically, what I'm going to talk about is, and I'll just go through these now. Just give me some coffee. Cheers. Have you heard of this coffee called Organo? Oh, it's like the biggest thing now. Everywhere I go, every networking meeting, every BNI, there's always an Organo rep. It's this new coffee that they discovered, some special ingredient. It must be a mushroom or something grown that is in the coffee now that makes coffee actually good for you. It has turned completely upside down this whole concept of coffee being bad, caffeine, all this stuff.
Oh.
It's actually good for you. It doesn't have all of the additives, the caffeine. And so I drink this now all the time, guilt-free.
Oh, no, I didn't.
So it actually tastes good.
Last year, something called Jabita or something, which was like a instant coffee, but it was apparently really good for weight loss.
Ah,
but
yeah, they're doing some cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So the basic structure, I was just going to shape just some ways to think about this is there's ways to look at a website when you have a basic website up, your main page to pull people in for your business. And then the speaker page has a different sense to it, a different feel, because the people who are going to look at it are meeting planners.
Yeah.
So if you think about the perspective of someone who's just busy, crazy, out of their mind, gets hundreds of these a day, is looking speaker, and all they want is boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And they want to go right there, have everything there, see you speak. There's a whole different feel for someone who's looking for a speaker. So that's one thing to keep in mind on your speaker page. I love your speaker page, but it seems to fit more on the side of being a page on your regular website with the pictures at the top. So if a meeting planner would go there, it would be kind of like really nice pictures, but they'd say, okay, great. Well, where's something of him speaking? Is the thought.
Yeah.
The next point here, I had some thoughts on the header and the banner, and I'll show you some examples of that. My recommendation would be to revise the banner, and I would keep that collage. It's a gorgeous collage. Use it on
I'm glad about that, because that took a lot of work.
Yes, I know, and it's awesome.
To stand out and just be very different when people are arriving there.
What's that? I
just wanted it to stand out completely differently than average, so that when people arrive there, it's like, oh my goodness. You know,
yes, I get that. I get that.
Nice people that I work with.
Right, right, and it depends on who you're looking for. So if you're having depends on who you want to have book you. If you want to get out there and have your page available and market out to people who book events and conferences, that's really different than, say, a business owner who you know, on a more personal basis. Total different audiences. So a meeting planner will see something different, but it won't help that person, if that makes sense. It won't give them the information they need to see what kind of speaker you are. They're going to want to see something related to either show me pictures of you speaking or video of you speaking, or talk about what you do when you're speaking, the title of what just something related to speaking. So I would use that collage. It's gorgeous. And again, this is totally up to you. This is just my recommendations. And I'll show you some examples of that, of how different people have done that.
Yeah.
And then a speaker video. Yeah. And I know that you've got great video because I've watched it. There was something where you stood, you were kind of off to the right, and you were telling stories. I don't remember what that one was, but it was just awesome. And so I know you have great videos that you could make a speaker video fairly simply.
I'm trying to think what that would have been.
Yeah, and I'll show you.
I've been speaking at workshops where I've got 12 hours of me talking on stage delivering workshops.
Yeah, have clips of a conference, have clips of a training session,
I've got a video coming from Augie, which is where I spoke on his stage for an hour. I don't think I have anything for when I spoke at Jennifer's stage. I don't think.
Oh, really? Would she have something?
I'm just thinking that. I thought you recorded everything, but maybe it was just audio. I'm not 100%, but I'll have to check. But yeah.
And even if it's audio, you can have some music playing in it, but then
and I've got still shots. Yeah.
Have you speaking over it, right? So
yeah,
so I'd play around with that because you really need some sort of speaker reel, speaker video, something that shows you speaking.
Yeah.
And then the bio is great, and you'll see that I made suggestions, and I did it by redlining, so you can see what I changed. And I think I like to edit, so don't be thrown off by all the red you see.
No problem at all. No, I mean, I wrote that myself quite some time ago, and
it's awesome. It's awesome.
Really looked at it.
I just did some things just to tighten it up to be. So when you look at a bio that's either on a speaker sheet or on a speaker's site, just kind of condensing it a little.
Yep.
With the suggestions. The other thing about the bio is it doesn't have to be on your main page, the speaker page. That's really, really highly valued real estate. So you want to be really use that space to hit the high notes, in a bio. Often what I've seen goes on a speaker sheet.
Yeah.
You could say a few lines here and there, but like the whole bio would go on a speaker sheet. And I'll show you some pages of those too. And you might have seen them, I don't know if in the group, if you've been looking at anybody's Speaker One sheets in that Facebook group.
Yes, I did. I started to look at them.
Yeah.
I didn't go back because I know you said you were going to put yours up, but I haven't been back since to see.
Yeah, I put mine up. And there's a ton in the files on the left-hand side that I put too, so you can look at those. And then usually there's some sort of hook title. I'll show you some examples of those. And then what I said about pictures. So you want just pictures of you speaking.
Yep.
That's it. And then testimonials. And I'm trying to remember. I don't think I remember. Okay, you had the video testimonials.
I have 2 videos, so I can transcribe those.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a great idea.
Yeah, and then I could get one from Jennifer Deep Stratton too, I'm sure.
Okay. So there's a place where you could put them. You could put the video testimonials somewhere. You can have a link. You could have several links on your speaker page, and I'll show you what that looks like. One of them can be testimonials.
Mm-hmm.
You can have some written ones right there, but you can also have a link going to more than the ones with the video.
Mm-hmm.
So the way to do it is to just use this space and just put the top things with links to all the rest is basically the idea. And then this last piece is just that basic thing of, book me. Here's what I do. I speak at conferences. I do training. Click here to book Jonathan. And then it links to something. And I saw you had a form, which is great.
That was my VA in Infusionsoft. She just created that straight up. I didn't even ask her. Suddenly, I have a form.
Awesome. That's perfect. Don't you love having people like that?
Yeah. I didn't know if it was in the right place or it was a bit too much to begin with, but I thought, well, it's there.
You won't have to book me right there. Book Jonathan. It can kind of, we can look at different ideas of putting it towards the bottom. We'll look at different pages. I'll show you ideas.
Yep.
And then I'll show you a site. There's a couple of speaker sites. One in particular is Kristen Brown, who is a really successful keynote speaker. And she was in my book, and she's from the Twin Cities here, so I see her a lot, but she's just fantastic, and she's super successful, and she's written up everywhere. So her speaker site's just great. And I'll show you some examples, and it'll be a little different because a speaker's website, the whole site is about her speaking, right? So it's a little different versus someone who, like you and me, were business owners, entrepreneurs who speak.
Yeah.
So we just have a tab for speaking. But it's good to just get ideas.
Yes.
And she has a form, which is what I'm getting to. I'll show you, one of them has a form, and I'll show you the different questions they ask on the form that you might want to add.
Perfect.
All right, so those are just the things And stop me along the way, interrupt me, okay, and just ask
Yes.
questions. Just kind of book through this. So this is just a layout of a typical page. It's just one way to lay it out, but I've seen different pages like this. And the one I'm about to show you is that woman's, Christian Brown's. And this is kind of the layout, and then I'm going to show you in a second visually what it looks like. So this whole top banner, and I have a couple sites that I'll show you, is one long, wide, big picture of that person speaking. And I think Jennifer might have this on hers and a lot of others. So I think you've probably seen this, right? The banner that shows the big audience, the person on stage.
Yeah.
There's a picture here over somewhere of their headshot or something kind of laid in here. And then on the right, overlaying it, there's some quotes. And then sometimes on the bottom here, there are three things of their talk, like confidence, connection, whatever, the three things that they're about. So that's one way to do a banner. And then right away is to go into some videos.
Okay.
So some people have video. If you have a lot, some people just have the one speaker reel, which is really all you need.
Okay.
Some people choose to have this top banner be the video. So there's different ways you can do it. But the first thing that people lay eyes on is you speaking, either a picture or a video.
Okay.
And then there's some couple lines, couple paragraphs saying, Jonathan is a da-da-da-da who does this great thing, and he's unique in this, and he does this. And then here's all the elements that we'll talk about how to fit in. But what I did is with that section right here, what that might look like, I took from your different spots.
Yeah.
You could say, from training breakouts and workshops to conference keynotes, thousands of entrepreneurs, thousands of individuals have learned and laughed through Jonathan's social media adventures. His talks are based on real stories that have helped clients master the social space. He makes his audiences laugh until they cry and then moves them with his authentic human stories. With his British accent, sense of humor, and charm, Jonathan Christian engages, educates, and entertains audiences across North America, and then the so what, changing their lives and their business.
Okay. Could you even say move some tears or not?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's even.
I have one human story that literally people just can't not but
I know. And I was trying to think, okay, how to write that, because you're one of these great speakers that can have people laughing, and then all of a sudden I'm crying. Yeah. And that's what people want to see, is that you can move the audience and kind of keep that energy going up and down. So let's see, where was it? Moves him, laughs until they cry, and then moves them.
Oh yeah, you've got laughs and then moves them to tears
Okay.
Moves them to tears.
So take out the until they cry.
Okay.
He makes his audiences laugh, and then
Yeah. Okay.
Easily moves them to tears or something like that. So I'll change that. Right now I'm looking at a PDF.
Yeah.
So you can totally tweak this. This was just one example of this brief thing you could put at the top. And it just introduces you. It's just kind of this hook to bring in who you are, really what you are about. I think it's really important to put stuff like this because it's your personality, your kind of approachability, kind of that quirky smile that everybody loves, that you hang out with. So that getting that personality is what you want to have in here, so they get to know you. So this stuff is great. All right, so this is what this looks like. So at the top, this is the very top.
Yeah.
So you can ignore the stuff on the bottom. This is the very top of Kristen's website. And it's kind of hard to see up here, but this is the home page, and it's a keynote speakers page, right? So all of it is like her keynote topics, why Kristen, her videos, her speaker kit. So all of it, you can see it's a little different than how we would do it. you would have the one thing here, the speaker. You could call it speaker kit. You could call it meeting planners, book Jonathan. I've seen people say it a number of different ways on whatever you want to call it, but people know it.
Incidentally, yesterday I was able to buy jonathanchristian.com.
Oh, really?
I've owned .ca since forever, but the .com was taken by some artist in Los Angeles. And then I guess he gave out a business, and it came available, and this guy tried to sell it to me for $5,000, and I just went, don't need it. Then he came back and he said, I know you really want it. I can do it for $1,500. And I went, still not spending $1,500 on my own name. And then we bought a domain for a client last week, and it was a similar story. They wanted 6,000, and we got it for 1,700. And my web guy just said, offer them 500. The worst they're going to do is say like, no, but at least, So I I had a flash of inspiration yesterday morning, emailed this guy back and said, I've been thinking about it. I am interested. I've been able to put some money together. I can run to $500. He wrote back like within 2 minutes saying, there's absolutely no way we can do it for $500.
Who the heck else is going to buy it, right?
And then 2 minutes later, I get another email saying, I'm just thinking about it. I could present it to the owner, but if I do, and he says, yes, do you have the ability of paying within 2 hours? Either PayPal or credit card? I went, yeah, I can do that. And then literally 5 minutes later, I get an invoice saying accepted. Here's the PayPal.
Good for you.
So I own .com now, which I'm very happy about.
I mean, how many Jonathan Christians are going to approach him, right?
Well, there's quite a few on the web, actually. It's surprising. But it's all mine now.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, very happy.
That's great. So you can have a page and then link them. So they hit Jonathan Christian and it goes to We Make Stuff Happen.
Exactly.
You know that. All right. So here's what I was talking about with this top banner. See how it's this, there's a picture of her here, and they want to see a big audience like this and you on stage. It doesn't have to be super huge like this, but it can be an audience. And I've seen pictures of you speaking, so I know you have some things like this, and it doesn't have to be the
I
huge
have pictures of me speaking on Lisa's stage, but I don't know if they're from that far back.
And it's probably better if not, because you can't hardly see her here. This is just showing how big the audience is. That's why she did it.
I totally get it. And I've been on Lisa's stage doing the spotlight thing, success panel.
I saw that one. You're kind of looking over.
Yeah, I don't know if there's one from the back of the room, but okay, I'll see what I can. Yeah,
so play around with those. And if you don't have one, then what do you have coming up where you're speaking?
Sure, I don't have anything.
Okay.
This is what really surprised me was after I did Ogie's event, and we sold like 14 tickets. We both made $7,000. He wrote to the Sassies and said how well it went. Lisa commented and said, "Wow, you're going to get so many bookings just like this." I haven't had one, and it's like. And then Ogie just made me that video, which is great. So I just thought, rather than sort of try and put it out there, let's just wait until I got all of it together.
Yeah.
And then just try again. I really don't have time to do any of them until next year now, anyway, realistically.
Yeah, getting into this time of year.
And yet a friend of mine who started doing this recently in Toronto, and very similar, he's a little younger than me, but he just said to me, "So careful what you wish for." He said, "I was getting the odd one here and there at $5,000. He said, "In October, I have 22 keynotes in 6 cities."
My God.
It's absolutely insane. I've got far too many.
Wow. Have them give some to you. Say, are you too busy? I'll do some.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, seriously.
I know.
You can step in at the drop of a hat and then just clear your calendar. Yeah, so people are tending to right now book for 2018.
That's what I figured, yeah.
Early 2018. I mean, you can get some stuff, but it wouldn't be huge conferences and stuff at this point. But it would still be helpful. It would still be out there speaking. I'm getting booked for some bigger things in 2018, but I'm still filling my calendar with, the small to medium stuff just to keep speaking. Like I got something next week. It's not huge, but I'm speaking. And every time you do that, you have somebody come and take pictures. So the more pictures you can get, the better. And you can use them on your site.
Yes.
And just recording snippets of you, video snippets. So this is, and then see this thing here where she has the 3 things written. You could have something like that written there, depending on you. I mean, you could do it of the programs you offer, or you could do it of the 3 main things that, the 3 main benefits that people end up with, or whatever it is. You can think about that. But see how she kind of tightly packs in a lot of stuff. Testimonials, her benefits, what she does, and then social proof, all this, all in one little spot. And then up here, if you click on Speaker Kit, this is what shows up. So you can say, she does this a lot, right? She's like a PD all over the place. And so your speaker page would be this kind of stuff right here.
Okay.
So you could call it a speaker kit. You could call it, and right now I think you're calling it a media kit, but it's just the stuff, right? So whatever they call it, and it has your, she calls it a speaking information sheet, your speaker 1 sheet, whatever that is, but they'll look for that. She's got something that says, why Kristen? And then again, like I said, testimonials. Clients, you can have that at the bottom of the speaker sheet, and I'll show you an example. She just does this a lot, so she's got a ton of videos. So you don't necessarily have to have that if you don't have them, but if you do, that's great. And then these just can all link to another page on your site that's hidden, right? And then topics. And the topics, a lot of these things are things that you could put right here, boom, 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 on your speaker page. She's taking up a lot of room with her pictures here. And then this whole thing, and how Kristen can help you. So good ideas to look at how to do that.
Yeah.
And we'll go back to this, but this is how I marked up the bio.
Great.
So basically when you do your speaker 1 sheet, I just threw this together, right? So it's going to be something like this. You know, you don't have to use your logo up here, but I just put it in there. Your nice picture, and then just this brief boom, 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 boom. He's an internationally renowned speaker, trainer, and social media expert who inspires and educates audiences to harness the social sphere and explode their business. His insights drive creative strategies, sales, and results.
Love it.
Totally tweak that. And then a lot of times people right there have talk title. Here's the talk I do. And this thing right here, I pulled this from Kristen's site. So you could see what hers looks like. You can have 1 talk, you can have 3 talks, whatever you want. But I would think that you probably have a couple different versions. You could do like 3 different versions of the 1 talk you do, just so that it meets different audiences. Like you always want something for leadership, right? And it's the same stuff, but it's just titled and framed toward, you know, bring your leaders to the next level or something. So something for leadership, or be a leader in your, lead your small business to success by, you know, harnessing this, you know, growing tool media, you know, of the times, something like that. But something about leadership, and then it can be, you know, an entrepreneur, how to 10x, you know, whatever, how to connect with your audience, and then something else related to social media. Thinking, what else could I get booked for, you know, as a 3rd talk? Like, what was it that you talked about to Jennifer's audience? What was kind of the audience and the context?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
So with her audience, I mean, I deliberately didn't sell. It was purely around just really taking the message that Jennifer had given them over 3 days, because it was on the 3rd day, and really just helping them focus on how they could use what they'd learned directly that day and onwards into their social media. So it was almost like how to leverage your social media for massive effect. Something like that.
Right.
Check if she recorded that, because I thought she did, but she's never given it to me. When was it? That was
Yeah, you got to get that. That'll be good stuff.
that
She'll get
was
it.
earlier this year. I think May time. Yeah, I've got the PowerPoint still, so yeah, I don't know. I wonder if Bridget Callahan took a picture of me from the back.
Oh yes, Bridget. She might have.
She was running the deck at the back.
Oh, cool. Isn't it funny how we're all doing this together? It's so cool.
Stacey Canfield was there too, and I know she gave me some close-ups, but I wonder if she has anything from the back. Okay.
Yeah, check on that. Those stuff that's gold. Oh, jeez. So Jennifer's audience was basically entrepreneurs, right? It was like a group like us because it's how to make high ticket sales. All right. So I'm thinking you could pick, if you wanted, you could pick a niche and be
I've done speaking for like Private Investigators Association of BC, which are all ex-cops and security people.
Wow.
I've done BC Wood, which is all business owners of people in the lumber industry and finished forest products. I've done Honeywell, which is all people who own security alarm companies. In fact, I had a quote, I have to go back and find it, from Marek Robinson, who's the CEO of Honeywell. He gave me over the phone and he said I could use.
God, you've got to throw that on here.
I spoke at that conference in 2014, which was...
That goes right here.
I didn't speak on the main stage. I spoke on a breakout stage, but I think they had like 1,500 people at that one. And the main stage was unbelievable. And I have pictures of it, but I didn't get to speak on the main stage. But
right.
I got a breakout. But yeah, I could do that.
CEO of Honeywell. Woo, that's a good one right here at the top.
Yeah.
And then it's always good to get a testimonial from a meeting planner. That speaks volumes. When someone who's going to book you sees like, Jonathan was a pleasure to work with. He was so prepared and blew my audience away. I would hire him again in a minute or something like that. So you could do that with anybody who's booked you. You could have Jennifer write something like that for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally could. Yeah.
So you could target audiences, but it sounds like you could just pretty much any business. I mean, you could target big corporations. You could go to their annual conference, national sales meetings. Whoa, there's a big one. I worked in med device for years, and every year there was a big national sales meeting, and it was like the thing.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could somehow put in here that you specialize in social media expert who inspires and educates right here. Businesses, corporate audiences, whatever you want to target.
Okay.
Because this is implying entrepreneurs. So you can play with this, but you see what I mean, how you're going to shape this to get to that audience. But you want to go big. You want to get the big fish. His insights drive creative strategies, sales, and results. So you can think about what are the 3 things Honeywell would really look at and go, boom, boom, boom. ROI.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. So that's just some thoughts on what to do here. And then maybe your third topic is something about the employees. You've got leadership, you've got people building their business, and then something about employees. Bring your workforce to the next level or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? And then that speaks to corporations. And if you're at my national sales meeting, what can you do for my salespeople?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So then if you look, you've got all this real estate right here. So you could have a section that describes your talks, benefits, ROI, or you could say Jonathan really knocks it out of the park for the following types of events. National
And I've got that talk, which is the 5 E's of social media.
Yes, that could be one of them. Yeah, right here, like her 5 power shots to drive performance.
Okay.
And what was it called? The 5 what?
5 E's. Letter E. So educate, engage, entertain, empower, excite.
Okay. And in the titles, I would say, excuse me, the 5 E's of social media that, there's always the so that, like, see how she adds on here to drive performance?
Yeah.
So the 5 E's of social media that do what? Drive your sales, that build your business, whatever that is. But see how after each one here, she's got da-da-da-da-da to skyrocket sales. Feel your leadership to own the room. Lead your team to drive the bottom line. Get motivated to ignite your inner drive. So there's always like a benefit, power, so what at the end of each title. And then the place to put who you've worked with. You may have seen this, how people put this little thing at the bottom. Get the logos, the icons of all the places. And it can be just clients you've had.
Yeah.
You've worked with
on my website, I've created a portfolio page. Have you seen that?
Don't recall. Do you want to show me?
Yeah. Do you want to just stop sharing for a second? Oh, I can. Oh, I can share the screen, can I? Yeah. Okay. One second.
Okay.
I don't know if this would work.
Should I stop sharing?
No, I think. Can you see?
No.
Oh, I have to stop. Okay. I might. Yeah, you might have to. Okay, there we go.
So I stopped.
Got it. Thank you. That. I suddenly remembered this morning I forgot to pay a supplier, so I was just getting them together.
No, you're like my screen. I have like 20 things open. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
So anyway, let's go back a step. Put a lot of time into my site of late.
I know, it looks
each
awesome.
day it's different right now. So that's a programs page.
And all these.
I'm going to see if I can get a review from Kim Yancey, because she said to me, because they did 12 different speakers in the eWomen Network Foundation for the video. So I've got footage of me making that video for eWomen in a TV studio. And the producer worked for the Today Show, and they hired her now. And he came up to me in the corridor and he said, "So are the words out?" I said, "Okay." He said, "I'm not saying this officially, but you kicked ass." Phyllis just said, "Nobody presented like you presented." I went, "Okay." He said, "You were by far the most head and shoulders above everybody else." I'm talking Jennifer Deep Stratton and all these other people. She just said, "You owned the room, the camera, the slides. You were so confident. You didn't need a teleprompter." She said, "You were just a rock star."
Who said that?
Kim Yancey.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so times like that, and I don't know if it's too late, maybe you still can, ask her if she would write that as a testimonial. Boy, having that on your page as a testimonial, everybody knows.
eWomen Network.
Yeah.
So what I just created a slider of just different types of clients, just to get some movement.
Exactly, that's perfect. And you can keep that, that's perfect.
Okay, so when we get to this, what I've done is
there we go.
Social media for small business, healthcare, fitness and wellness, online retailing, entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know that one.
And then construction, and then trainers, and then professionals, corporate training, First Nations, education, nonprofit. So
yeah, so if you were to do the thing that I showed you where you put the banner at the bottom, you know, audiences and clients, Jonathan has wowed, or something like that.
So I could do eWomen Foundation. I could do Honeywell.
Pick the big ones, right? The big fish.
Yeah, I could do
the people you want to have hire you.
Ticket sales success would work.
Is Raymond James really big?
They're a huge financial plan. I've only worked with one guy. And then I've spoken to London Life. I spoke to about 80 people at London Life.
Yeah.
That's probably bigger.
Yeah. You want to get these big corporate conference gigs, throw in as many of these as you can. The more they see that, they'll be like, oh, wow, this guy's for real. He does all the big.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's probably the 4.
No, you know, the other thing, you can have a couple of versions of your sheet. If you want one on hand to send, and if you still want to speak at entrepreneurial events, you know, like Jennifer's, or you can have one that's shifted a little differently, like that paragraph, instead of saying, you know, helps corporations do whatever, you can have it speak directly to entrepreneurs and up-leveling their business, right? Getting to that next level, and then change the icons, right? Have some big ones so they can see you're for real.
Yeah.
Then also throw in all the entrepreneurial stuff, and then it'll relate to them. So you can have 2 versions. Have the big one on your website for when people go there, but a lot of times you end up sending your speaker sheet to people.
Okay.
So you could send whichever works.
This is great. Okay, let you go back.
All right. Share. Okay, so this, I just quickly copied this as the bottom of Kristen's. So this is just, let me move my picture over here.
Seen on stage and on
just
air.
an initial, you know, just to give you a feel of what something like this might look like. So you still have to fill this in. But there's other things now. Let me just, so let me back up. So we did speaking information sheet. We've got some testimonials, clients at the bottom, videos, and then we talked about the topics. You can list, you know, the talks. All right, so we did that. So now, just make sure I'm covering everything. All right, so now I'm going to show you. So this would be that header you change. Now I'm just going to show you new share. Gonna show you. Look at that. Where would she be? Okay. This happens to be Kristen's Speaker One sheet.
Okay.
So you can kind of see she's got this great picture of her. Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Very elegant, tall. And here's her thing at the bottom.
Yep.
And it's really simple. She's just got like this one brief paragraph, kind of like the one I started to write for you. You could work on that. And that's why I said, renowned international keynote speaker. That's who you are now. Who motivates audiences, and you could say whatever. Who does da-da-da-da-da.
To me, it's helping people tell their story. That's my big thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then the big thing is this, so what? You want to have in there to show the ROI. You do this, you connect with them, you take them to this level, and this drives boom, boom.
I would say engagement, sales, and results.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then, again, this first part, you can decide if you want it to be 1 pages or 2. She has 2, I have 2, right? Depending on how much you want to say. Because if you look at this second page, the key things you want to have in here somewhere is, you know, why you. You don't have to even say why Jonathan, but you can just have something. This is where you'd go like that little brief bio.
Because Honeywell is a Fortune 100 company.
Yeah. So when you describe what you do, maybe not even up in there. Somewhere in here when you describe, you could say, oh, here, that's where you got that. Yeah, So he specializes in Fortune 100 companies, with Fortune 100 companies to startups across industries. So you could say that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
To drive engagement, including companies like. So you could say the same kind of thing here.
Yeah.
In like a little paragraph, put your little personality piece in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have, if you want to put anything about.
I have, funny enough, I have a degree.
Sometimes it doesn't even matter. People don't really care. If it's something.
Yeah, I'm officially a pastor by my training.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting.
You didn't know that, did you?
You know, now that you say it, it reminds me. Yeah.
Because I have. Officially from the Church of England.
So does that mean, are you ordained, like you can marry someone?
I was 1 year away from being ordained. So I did 4 years. To be ordained, I would have to have done a 5th year. And it was a year that Gemma was born, and I didn't want to become a full-time vicar, and Debbie definitely didn't want to become a full-time vicar's wife.
Yeah.
We didn't do it, but effectively I've got the experience. And I ran 2 different churches for 2 years solo. So
yeah. Well, you know what is unique about that you can put in your stories weaving in there, and that's kind of your special sauce, is you've got this, you know, brilliant business know-how and the ins and outs of how to integrate and weave through and leverage all of the social media, which is driving business today.
Yeah.
Combined with this personality, this kind of humble, quirky, charming, you know, you're a pastor. I mean, all of that combined with this.
Yeah, because I don't know if you noticed on my speaker's bio page, there's 2 pages now.
What's that?
On my speaker's bio, it's actually 2 pages right now.
Okay.
Because the BC government wrote back to me, because you're supposed to have a training designation to do the training that I do for the grant program, or 10 years experience in the industry in which you teach. And
you have that, right?
Experience, which is kind of odd.
So, don't you have that, or not yet?
So I've done it, yeah. So on that speaker's bio page, it's actually 2 pages, and the second page is why I'm qualified to do what I do, and I wrote about all of that work, and then also who I've trained under, sort of Sandy Kukowski and Lisa Sasevich and Marcus Sheridan, and I don't know if that's any good or not, or whether it's too much, but it's on the second page.
A lot of that could actually be, that sounds like speaker one-sheet stuff. You know, why you, groups that you've worked with, that's all, you could lump that all in here.
Okay.
So then you don't have 2 different things. You have to send them a one-sheet and a bio. Your bio, the way you're talking about it, really sounds like a one-sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And this, people go back and forth about this. Sometimes big keynote speakers put the price right there, and it shows they're for real, right? So $5,000 to $15,000 plus expenses. So you can decide how you want to do that. Once you lay it out there, then it's kind of putting a line in the sand, saying, you know what, I'm at this level, and this is all I do. So you can choose to do that, and then she's got contact.
Do like this JV thing, right, where you don't get paid at all, and then you speak and then you split it. That's a lot of what Lisa does and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking on someone's stage, or JV, you could do that.
So I might put the first line, and then also put I don't know how that. Maybe I should ask Sassy's how the people say that. Because like I made more than I made $7,500 out of Augie, although I went for free, just because we did a 50-50 split on the program that we sold.
Yeah.
But I know quite a lot of Sassy community people do that.
Yeah. Go to the grad
yourself, and then you do a JV. So.
Do you have access to the Sassy grad page?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So those are the people that you want to connect with, because those are the people who are advanced and they're out there speaking. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kim, Eleanor Beaton, man, is she getting,
Isn't she?
yeah, it's awesome. And so those people do JV, they do everything, and they know everything. So connecting with them either offline or just putting a general post saying, I'm making, I'm really, you know, expanding in the speaking area and looking for some JV partners. You get some takers. And then offline, if you wanted to talk conversations with people, could you mastermind a little bit and just kind of share how you do the JV process? Because I want to get into this more. People totally help you.
Yeah.
All right, so this, and then down, I can't, you see that at the bottom. Huh.
Okay.
Anyway, I can't see the bottom.
Yeah, I
Can
can
you
see.
see the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brown presents.
Oh, there we go. My little thing was in front of it. All right. So you get a sense of this, what this looks like, and then how you can pull all your little icons together and put that at the bottom. So another one. What's this one? Okay. So this is another speaker's site. And I love her. Deirdre, she's also in my book. And I'm just having trouble moving everything around. So why is that? How do I get rid of this? Okay. So this is what it looks like when you open up her site. And she does tons of speaking. She's a little closer to what you and I do because she does training and business work, but also a ton of speaking, right? So she has here this speaking tab and work with Deirdre. So this idea on your main website is to have a, you know, like you have got programs or working with Jonathan, and then that can list all your programs. And then speaking is all about how to speak. And then talk tips, giving back, and whatever else. So her big banner here is just her, who she works with, and then her hooky title, right? This is what she claimed. And you know what's interesting about her? She was a sassy.
Oh, wow.
She worked directly with Lisa years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And in her video, there's like a brief flash of her on Lisa's stage. It's really cool. So if you go in here, crazygoodtalks.com, and look at some of her videos, you'll see that. But her front page is the freebie, is the top thing, right, to build her list. So take the quiz and find out. So that pre-qualifies people, that does, you know, all the things that we've been taught to do. So this is just kind of her story. And then if you go to her speaking tab, she's, boom, video. And then she's doing what you do down here with all the people. And so here's another one. And here's how she does it. My most requested topics, you could do it like this too.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Most requested.
And I've seen Kristen does this in a different way too, where you click on hers and there's an actual video of her talking for like a minute.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Describing the program. So you click on it and a video pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, Deirdre does it and the whole description of that program pops up. And then here's this one. And here's this one. So that's kind of a cool way to do it. And then who's Deirdre? Again, this little brief bio. You can see how short they keep it with the picture. So you'd have who's Jonathan, blah, 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 blah. And then her list of clients. And some people put these icons down here depending on what you are, what you have, what you want to highlight. So this is just other ways that you can do this. And she just has testimonial after testimonial. See, she has boom, boom, boom. And I'll just do 10 seconds of this
Raise your hand if you never want your audience to look like this. Okay, good, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. I don't want your audience to look like that either, because wouldn't you agree if an audience is bored, they're not likely to want to work with you. That is actually the biggest sales killing mistake most advisors make when they're giving presentations, is they rely too heavily on facts and figures and technical expertise.
How do you maximize your delivery and thinking through in advance?
All right, so you can see the basic way the reel works, and you've seen a lot of these, but the basic idea is you show her talking, and then you go right to people talking about her, testimonials. So you could edit, show you talking, and then switch over to the video testimonials that you have with interspersed pictures. Like there was something in here of like a, like this. This is just a clip art thing.
It is, it's stock, yeah.
You know, as the music's playing, just showing in the background.
Yeah.
So this is an idea, and then it goes to more testimonials, shows the audience, shows her speaking some more, and it shows her in different outfits, in different talks. So all these different audiences, and so that's an example of that, what that looks like.
Okay.
Then the last one I was going to show you, here's another one. Here's what her home page looks like. Boom, speaker, boom, the whole, look at that, and it switches. She also has a book, so she sells her 3 books. So it shows her kind of at her book signing table. So you can always do something fun like that where it moves, but I don't think you need to do that. I think it's really powerful to just have like this one, boom, whatever that picture is going to be. I think the best one she has is that first one. So this is Team Women Minnesota. So something like this. This is all you need, is just this one shot. And you see it's closer up. You can't see that it's some huge group, so you could have some sort of picture like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you know, getting on a newsletter or a freebie or something right there.
Yeah.
And then she has 3 sections. So you could even do something like this. Here she says speaking page. Here it's book her. And then dynamic speaker. It probably talks about what she does, why. So here's what her speaking page looks like. Just this brief, here's what she does, here's who I am, personality, her book, and then she just scrolls down and does each talk. Here's one talk, here's the next talk, the next talk, the next talk. And honestly, I think there's probably a better way to do this rather than just going, you know, down, 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 down. Like I like how those others did it where there was something you clicked on. Just a list of them, and then you click on it and it opens up. So this is just all she has, the list of all her talks. And then she's got this thing down at the bottom again with the icon.
I've done BNIs and Toastmasters and and stuff.
Yeah, you just grab all those icons, throw them in the bottom. And then she does this about Annie. Kind of like the other gal did. So you could do an about Jonathan, and that would be that brief bio. And then she has a whole bunch of stuff on the right.
Yeah.
So I actually think hers is a little busy and a little scattered. Like it doesn't have one, it doesn't draw me into a central place. I'm kind of going, do I look at this? Do I go over here? You know? Which is funny because I know her and she's just like a firecracker. She's all over the place. So it's almost like her website reflects what she's like. She's just like, boom, over here, over here, over here. So this is topics. That's why it has all these listed here. The other thing she has, she's got products and services, books and all that, clients. Bing, 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 here it is, meeting planners. This is the one you're building. Speaker page, media kit, meeting planners, book Jonathan. I think this is a lot of text. This is the other thing I was going to say. A lot of people write in AV requirements. And this is sometimes really good because it shows you've done this, you know what you want, what works. And book her. There's always the link to book you, and then the speaker one sheet. And this is just how she has hers. And then photos. And then videos. So she just kind of has stuff all over, right?
Yeah.
It's not really organized in a visually clear, intuitive, way.
Yeah.
But basically, where is it? Basically, you're going to want this, okay. You want to have just links or right there. You can have it as a link or right on the page.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want the speaker sheet, Why Jonathan, testimonials, clients, and the clients can just be the rolling bar at the bottom. Somewhere videos, either one at the top, maybe another one once they go in deeper, and then topics. And topics usually are toward the beginning. People want to know, what do you talk about? What's your talk title? So these are those key things that you're going to want laid out on the page. And I'm just kind of showing you all the different ways people do that. And then your one sheet, there was one other. So I wanted to show you how she did. See, so her topics, she's got all of these just listed separately as topics. So you can, if you wanted to go back to this and look at, you could see that. Why Kristen? Insights driven, financially savvy, funny, entertaining. So she does this whole page.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. She has podcasts, books, and then here, book Kristen. So you want to book Jonathan, and this is all she has. So you don't necessarily need a whole link for this. This would be on your speaker page, right? So there would be on your page, some here would be, so this, so getting specifically on your page, you've got book Jonathan to speak, which is awesome. You've got the form right there. What I would switch about this right here is that it's a little duplicative. So you say some stuff here that you also say here.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't necessarily use up the space to lay all this out. I would just have links. Boom, 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 boom. Speaker one sheet, about Jonathan or why Jonathan, kind of like I showed you before. And then they just click on it and it goes to it.
Okay.
So looking at this now, does this kind of give you new ideas, seeing the ways they did that?
Yeah, because I think, because right now I've got about We Make Stuff Happen, about Jonathan is the same page. So I think what I'll do is I'll split those two pages and I'll use this in the About Jonathan one, and I'll create a different image of just me speaking for the Book Jonathan to Speak page. Okay, I know what to do.
Yeah, because the About Jonathan is going to be you coaching and training and everything, right, of your business. But the speaker page one, why book Jonathan to speak? That's the Why Jonathan. That's a little different. So yeah. And on this one, you'd want not the bio, but the speaker sheet.
Yeah.
All right.
We can do that. Yeah.
So what else?
So you've rewritten my bio as well, and you're going to send me that as a Word doc so we can just use that?
Yeah. So you want to look at that briefly, and let me know what you think here.
You don't like my use of capitals, hey?
I know I did that all the way through. It's just an editor thing that I'm used to doing. The only thing I added up here again is the so that they can. It's that ROI. It's that big
Yeah.
benefit.
Yeah.
Known by his team as, Jonathan started his marketing agency in 2004. He works with small businesses, helping them leverage their story strategically across multiple channels and successfully maneuver the ever-changing landscape of social media. And you can change whatever this is to grow their business. What's the benefit?
What's
He's a
interesting,
highly,
see that you took out in 2008, switched.
yeah, I don't think you need to say that. I don't think they care. I think you want to just say you've been doing this since 2004.
But to me, that is the biggest part of what people remember about me, is the fact that I had this big accident and I used that time to turn it around and learn. Almost everybody I talk to always goes to that point.
Right. And I think that's huge. That's your story, and you can still say that. But you don't need to explain where that happened in the timeline. Like for 4 years I did this, then I had the accident, then I did this. You've basically had the marketing agency since 2004, and you're really great at this because you had this awful accident. That's all they need to know. And the tendency, the kind of the place to you don't want to fall into is giving too many details.
Okay.
And you can totally put it in, this is just me. So just people want to know, okay, he's been doing it for a while. All right, 2004.
Yeah.
And then here's what he does and to grow their business. He's a highly regarded industry expert, dynamic trainer, sought after speaker for companies looking to grow exponentially by harnessing a unique and powerful online presence. Just kind of made that up. I don't see this detail. I don't think they need to know that.
No, okay.
You don't need to highlight that you have a team and what they do, because this is about you.
Yeah.
They do.
So you still got
the team down here.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
His passion began in his passion for social. See, here you say it. His passion for social media began in 2008. Yeah. So you don't have to say he switched over into that, right? So here's you're telling the story. He immersed himself in social networking, content marketing, with a strategic approach to business development. He and his team have successfully trained. They already know the name of it, right? He and his team have successfully trained over 600 businesses in the art of blah, 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 blah. He leads impactful online programs and speaks internationally on how businesses can maximize I don't think they need to know all your programs. That's talking about the plane. He's often invited as a keynote speaker and panelist. And he lives in Abbotsford with his wife, Debbie, and 3 daughters.
So I wouldn't say anything there about how long I've been married?
No, I don't think they care.
Okay.
Together, they have 3 grown daughters. Right there says it's been 20, 30 years because you have grown daughters. And by saying together, that just applies right there. So they know this is a solid family guy. He's been with this woman forever. They've got a family, 3 grown daughters. That just kind of implies it right there. So you can see all the changes I made. You can, reject, accept, whichever ones you like.
Yeah.
Examples.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I was going to show you, I don't know if this helps or not. Okay, so this, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm kind of in the process of redoing mine like yours. This is just the one I have now.
I love that picture of you.
What's that?
I love that picture of you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like it too. It's kind of spunky and fun. So, and then I put the like this professional one on the second page because I wanted the personality part to come out. So you kind of see some familiar things. I copied a bunch of one sheets, just to have this. So I have a talk title and then what they get out of it, but just this super brief thing on who I am, what I'm about, and then all these boom, 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 boom. Like this just,
Awesome.
you know,
Yeah.
scream credibility. Even though I worked at a lot of these places, it's just audiences that I have delighted,
Positioning. Yeah.
right? And then this highlights my book, talks
You made
about,
this in PowerPoint?
yep, and then I made it into a PDF. So this is kind of homemade, and eventually I'm tweaking this, and then I'm going to have it, send it to somebody who can just really rev it up, you know, like a graphic designer. But it also lists the kind of places that I want to go to. So, and I'm going to tweak these too and be more specific, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I got sales teams, but it would be like national sales meetings or whatever it is.
Yes.
There's a lot of women's networks. And then I just put my things on clarity, confidence, connection. That's just what I'm using for now. I might put, you know, purpose, presence, profit. That's the other one I've been using. And then a testimonial with my best one. And then book Maria today.
Okay.
So if you just have, you know, really basic elements, you can kind of see what the basic elements are here.
Yeah, because I've got the kitchen sink and everything on mine right now.
Less is always more. Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. So I will send you this document.
Yeah. And the word, yeah.
I'll send it as a Word document.
Perfect.
So then you can take it and do stuff with it.
Yeah.
All right, so just here's what you have. So does this help you give a direction on what you want to do with this now?
Yeah, it does very much. Yeah. I was in love with that. I was overly in love with that collage, but now
I am too. I totally am.
it's great for the About Me page,
Wow.
but probably not for the Book Me to Speak page. It's too much.
Right.
Okay.
Totally. It's really awesome. And it's your personality. It's your brand. So this could really pop. Maybe somewhere, you know, on one of the main pages, either the home page or the About, someplace people would go that's a main page, just not the speaker page.
No, it'll be about the About Jonathan page.
Yeah. Because this is you. This is what you're about. And it just speaks volumes. It's awesome.
I felt very inspired to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it shows me so many different facets with so many different people. And
yeah, and your personality, like this one here. Oh my God, I love that.
that's why I put it in the center. Because I was just about
so you.
I was just about to get on a plane to go. Where was I that day? I think that was the day we were on our way to Orlando to go and speak at Augie's event, and I was just feeling so inspired or something like that. It's like, oh, this is it. I'm actually on the runway about to take off and go speak or something like that.
That's cool. Yeah, and then it shows you some good speaker shots that you can consider. This one's good. This one's good. And then there was a third one. This one's really good. It's the end of your talk. I love that one.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay, I may have some more too I can find. So
yeah, and just kind of sprinkle those in different spots.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Brilliant. Okay, I gotta go and get dressed before my team arrive at 9.
All right, awesome. So hopefully.
Thank you. I'll put this together and I'll send it to you, and we'll get some final tweaks, and we're good.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'd love to, you know, kind of give you
and then once we've done this, I need to write you a resume, a review on. I hired you to help me tweak my stuff.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be great. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks. All right, well, have a great day. And
it's awesome.
This was fun. It was fun working with you.
Okay. If you just press stop sharing, and I can get back to the screen.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
There you go.
There we go. All right. Have a good day, my dear.
Okay, I'll talk to. I'm going to Jennifer's event next Wednesday.
Oh, I'd love to go.
To try and get this done before I go there.
Oh, you can totally do that. You can totally do that.
That's the plan. Okay.
Thanks. All right. Awesome. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Bye.